Nnamdi Kanu conviction. My take. I was so sad yesterday hearing the news that Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life imprisonment. To be honest with you, I knew they're not going to release him. But what I was expecting, maybe 10 years, 12 years, 9 years, because Nnamdi Kanu have already spent more than 6 years cumulative for the past 10 years. Maybe if he serve one more year in prison, he will be out. That's what I was expecting. But it was so sad they sentenced that man to life imprisonment. There's a question that continues running through my mind. I need to ask. I have asked this question before. First and foremost, is there something Nnamdi Kanu knew about the federal government that the Nigerian federal government are afraid of? If they release Nnamdi Kanu outside, it might get hold of that thing and expose Nigerian federal government. Is that the case? 2, is there something most Igbo elite, most Igbo leader knew about Nnamdi Kanu case that we, the member of public, know nothing about? Because most Igbo elite, most Igbo leaders were agitating for Nnamdi Kanu release during the time of Buhari. Why were they all suddenly quiet during the time of Tinubu? And many of these Igbo leaders, e.g. Soludo, said Tinubu is a close ally, a friend he knew for 2 to 3 decades. Oji Kanu says so. What's the other name? David Mike says so. So why these people were quiet for this case throughout before they finally sentenced it to life imprisonment yesterday? That's 2. 3, Tinubu is not the one that arrested Nnamdi Kanu. It was Buhari. Why Tinubu couldn't negotiate with Nnamdi Kanu political solution the way he did for Sunday Igboho, the man who was agitating for the Yoruba state? Why couldn't do that? You see, I see this case, many people are trying to turn it to tribalism. No, this is not about Yoruba Igbo. There is something hidden that we, the member of public, even you, Yoruba man, you, Igbo man, doesn't know about. The way it's going now, I'm afraid Nnamdi Kanu may not be out soon. May not be out soon. It will be by his grace. When he go for appeal court may or may not release him. Or they can even increase the sentence. You see the charges against him yesterday. The charges against Nnamdi Kanu, the conviction of is capital punishment. But Justice James Omotosho, in his wisdom, committed to life imprisonment. That's the fact. Although Justice James Omotosho is a political judge, he's wicked judge. Any wicked ally, they want to procure judgment, they will run to James Omotosho. That's it. James Omotosho have been given a number of questionable judgment. There is a lot of petition against James Omotosho. We talked about political matter. Is higher bidder for him. But on this case, that man's hand was tight. Was tight. This had nothing to do with Justice James Omotosho. There's something. All of them, including Tinubu, knew that Nnamdi Kanu is aware of that made preventing them releasing him. You see, now Nnamdi Kanu never carry harm and ammunition against the state. Never unalive anybody. They say he makes some broadcasts that resort to violence. But he personally never unalive anybody. But today we see a lot of Boko Harams, ISWAP, Killer S-men, bandits. They are be pardoned. Some of them, they call them repentant Boko Haram, ISWAP. And allegedly, some of them were enlisted to Nigeria Army, allegedly. Today, we see many northern states are negotiating openly with bandits, ISWAP, Boko Haram, Killer S-men in the northern part of the country. These are the people who unalive thousands of Nigeria, be pardoned, walking free in the city. The person who never carry harm and ammunition against the state is being sentenced to life imprisonment. That means Nigeria is never one. There's one law for the northern part of Nigeria, there's another law in the southern part of Nigeria. That's fact. Is the criminal code and the penal code. Then there's a certain law for the so-called Fulanis in Nigeria. There's another law for the Igbos and non-Igbos, like we, minority. Tinubu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have to be very careful so that Nigeria will not collapse in your time. Why don't you release Nnamdi Kanu so that there shall be peace in the eastern part of Nigeria? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you still have the power. When Nnamdi Kanu go to appeal court, because the judiciary, security agencies, everything is in your hand. You are like a second god in Nigeria. When you say break, let them break, they will break in Nigeria. Tell them to release Nnamdi Kanu so that there shall be peace in the eastern part of the country. Thank you all for listening. That's all I have to say. These are my opinion. Thank you.